Hey everyone, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We had a short get together yesterday. I'm glad some of you got to make it. Uh, we were able to answer a few questions and work on the quiz together. I hope the ones of you that attended found it useful. It was great to kind of virtually Zoom meet you in a way, or Google Meetup or whatever it's called. The reason I chose Google is it's usually pretty easy to use, and they don't require you to put in a lot of personal data either, which is kind of positive these days. So hey, this is the kickoff meeting for Module 3, Week 3 of the course. This week you'll be doing your consulting report, specifically on the health and beauty company, the fictional company that you're going to help. So please make sure that you go through each of the resources here. You work through the module introduction, the resources, and then also the details on the project. So let's talk about the resources real quick. So there's some information here, and then we also talk about Porter's 5 forces of strategy. This is a professor at Harvard Business School, pretty good business school if you've never heard of it. I do use these books. I've used them in the past. These are, get them in front of the camera here, but these are Mr. Porter's books. They're specifically on strategy. These Harvard business books are pretty good. They've got them on several different topics. One's on strategy, one's on business writing, one's on coaching employees, another one's on dealing with conflicts, emotional intelligence, negotiating, that sort of thing. But these are some pretty good resource books, and this one's on strategy, and it's by this professor. His name's Michael Porter. So make sure you definitely watch this video. You can also YouTube some of his other videos. They might be a little longer in nature, and actually he'll be the one speaking on some of them. But his view on strategy it's pretty comprehensive, and it's pretty widely accepted in the business community. So make sure you take some time to go over that, and you pick up some of those concepts because they'll be good to use in your consulting report, right? And then on your consulting report, make sure you go in here that you are going over the requirements and the grading rubric with some pretty good details. This will give you the scenario of the business. This will give you some of the directions and instructions. So follow it carefully, what you should submit. And then these are also your supporting materials that you may need. Some folks have asked me, what in the world is a rubric? I've been out of school for a couple of years, and what is a rubric? So this rubric is exactly how I'm going to grade your work. And there's one of these for each item that you have a grade for in the class. And when I say use this rubric as an outline, what I mean is if you go through your writing and you use this as an outline, wait a minute, I've got to have one item that's a strategic question. I've got to have one KPI. I have to have a KPI measurement, functional considerations, and then, of course, I've got to write it in a business professional manner. And then these are the items, the key items that you got to have in your report. And then on these key items, then I'm just going to grade you against, were you really like top notch? Did you knock one out of the ballpark with your explanation and your details and giving some explanations? Or if you didn't knock it out of the park, you were proficient, maybe you left an explanation or an example out. Or maybe you need some improvement, or maybe you just said, I'm not even going to give him a strategic question, or I'm not going to give him a KPI. So, take these rubrics, because that's the way I'm going to grade you, and just use them as an outline, and then write your paper using this as an outline. Let me see here. So there was a good question yesterday that came up in the touch base call about what in the world is a KPI. You know, I don't know. I don't deal with this every day. What's a KPI? And the best thing the best advice I give there on KPIs is, you know, keep in mind there's a mission and vision for a company. It's very strategic. It's very long term. It's what they want to be and what they're striving to achieve. And that can be, you know, profit. It could be people. It could be save the planet. It could be a not for profit. It could be for helping people, right? And KPIs are very should be very focused and should be what your people are driving to get you there, right? So they're basically your checkpoints. So your KPIs and my professional advice is don't get too many, right? So you don't need 100 KPIs. You need a few, and you need items that's focused on to get you where you need to be, to get your goal. And then when those KPIs get under control and they're always green or always acceptable, maybe you move those off the chart and you pick another KPI where you may have some other issues in your business. So just focus on that when you're thinking about KPIs. You don't have to have 100 KPIs to get your objectives. They really need to be focused and very streamlined to support your overall goal. All right, so that's all I have. This week is project week, so make sure that if you have any questions, ask early. Most all your questions that you'll need are documents that you need will be here in the instructions. You know, use templates when they are provided. So I know there's some provided templates. Try to always use those. Don't be afraid to use a chart or a graph or some way to express yourself as well. That's also acceptable. So I hope everyone has a great week. I'll also post a midweek video that I found that kind of brings home the triple bottom line concepts. So hope everyone has a great week. You know where you can find me if you need any help. Take care. See you soon.